Today we're going over my branded Elfnote Fiendsmith deck list. Let's get into it. All right, starting with the Elfnote stuff. We're starting with triple Lucina, triple Tania, double Power Patron, one Fortuna, one Welcome Home, and one Trap. So this has kind of become my standard just Elfnote lineup. I've cut the second Welcome Home to make space for other cards needed in the deck, but I'm keeping the double Power Patron because I just think it's too good at 2. I don't think you want to run 3 of them. And running 1, if you open up Medius the Pure and then the only Power Patron that you have, it kind of defeats the purpose of having Medius the Pure. So I always like having 1 extra in the deck if I do open up like that, because it keeps Medius the Pure alive. I think this is kind of the bare minimum package that you should run with Elfnotes, and I really like it. I like it in every single version of the deck that I've tested out, and I think this is kind of what the lineup's going to look like, even moving in with the new support. Now moving into the second engine, that's kind of just like the honorary Elfnote card, is 3 Medius the Pure and 3 Theorealize. I just think this is your best normal summon. Obviously Power Patron is also a normal summon, but using Medius up here, getting Power Patron in rotation, not having to normal summon is just really strong. And then Theorealize obviously is just one of the best 1-card starters in the deck. You get deck knowledge, plus it gets Medius up here in the grave to be a starter on its own. So overall, I think if you are playing Elfnote Fiendsmith, I think you should play Medius the Pure and Theorealize both at 3s. These 2 cards are just way too good of 1-card starters in the deck. Now the next part of the deck is probably the part of the deck I've cut down the most, and that is just to make room for the branded stuff. Instead of 3 Engraver, I'm going double Engraver. I'm still going 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, and then instead of double track, I'm going 1 track. To make room for the branded stuff, I cut 1 track, 1 Engraver, and 1 Welcome Home. So that's 3 cards that I'm putting in for branded. But overall, I still think Engraver is one of the best 1-card starters. I'm kind of thinking of putting this back at 3. I think this is the bare minimum Fiendsmith package that I will play until the new support comes out. And then when the new support does come out, I'll probably play 1 Engraver and just nix everything else. Now for the part of the deck you guys all came for, the branded stuff. I'm playing 1 Fallen in White, 1 Incredible Ecclesia, 1 of the original Fallen of Albaz, and then 2 of the Fallen of the Virtuous. In my regular Elfnote Fiendsmith deck, I cut this down to 2 and put the 3rd one in the side, so I figured let's keep it at the same in this list. But overall, I think playing these 3 monsters from the branded package is the bare minimum. Fallen of Albaz gets you into fusion plays, and then obviously the Fallen of the White gets you into more synchro plays. Essentially with these 2 cards, the Ecclesia Synchro bridges into the Fallen of the White. Fallen of the White gets out Incredible Ecclesia. You synchro into 8 into Omega, you hand rip. And then in the end phase, your synchro comes back to the middle zone and allows you to make more plays with Fallen of the Albaz and things like that. So overall, it's a fun little package. It's nothing too crazy, and if you like the branded cards, it's just a fun, interesting way to include it into your Elfnote deck. Now with the non-engine, it's switched up a little bit, but it's not too different from the original Elfnote Fiendsmith deck. So I'm playing 3 Veiler, 3 Ash, 3 Ghost Bell, 3 Fua, and then 1 Callby. So the only real change that I made to this, obviously we cut down on some cards, but adding Call by the Grave. I'm just like kind of hating the Charmies, and to draw the 1-up to kind of play around them going first is just something that I'm willing to try. Every time I've taken the Fua or the Perulia challenge, it doesn't go well. So I figured, let's see if we can play it out. Other than that, obviously 3 Fua, 3 Ash are kind of the standard. Ghost Bell is just a really good card right now. Overall, I like this non-engine. I think it's kind of just becoming like my standard. I might try to figure out how to play cross out in this, but as of right now, for this version of the deck, I'm just gonna stick with the 1 call by and these other 12 non-engine. All right, so now for the extra deck. This is probably what has changed up the most in this deck. I'm gonna start with my first 11 cards that are kind of just like the standard Elfnote Fiendsmith, and then the last 4 cards are what kind of just make the branded engine like really good in this deck. So starting off, we're going 1 Fiendsmith Requiem, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Sequence. Requiem Sequence, obviously you gotta play for the combos. SP is just one of the best links in the game. Lacrima and Caesar, obviously you need Lacrima and Caesar for the Fiendsmith stuff. And then obviously the bridge with Armades. We got the Sterlitzia, we got our 1 FA Dawn Dragster. Omega has become even better in this version of the deck. It's really good in this version. Obviously, if you can play Chaos Angel, you're gonna play Chaos Angel, and then the last one is our Fabled Boss Monster. It is a bridge, but it also is a pretty decent boss monster. This is kind of just like the standard Elfnote stuff that not really ever come out of any of my versions of Elfnote, but this is kind of like the 11 cards that have been in every single version, I'm pretty sure. And they're all really good. Now with the last 4 cards, this is all the branded stuff. We're going with 1 Mirror Shade. Obviously, if I can bring out Albaz, and fuse with one of their extra deck monsters and go into this, it's just kind of broken. I'm playing Sprind over Titaniclad. I think Sprind, it's just another thing to fusion into with one of their monsters with Albaz. Pretty much every single monster our opponents summoning are going to be special summons, so this will always be live. And then moving on to the Albion. Albion is one of the cards that I send with Fallen of the Virtuous. I don't really think I'm ever going to fuse into it, or I don't think I ever have. But overall, these are kind of the two targets that I go to fuse into. Most of the time I want to fuse into Mirjade. Mirjade is just a really like crazy boss monster that if you get it on board, it's really hard to deal with. That's kind of why I'm playing the whole package, is so I can play this card. And then obviously one of the best cards in the deck right now is the Ecclesia Synchro. It's level 8, super easy to get into. You essentially summon out Strelitzia, summon back Power Patron with its effect, go into this, special summon Fallen of White. Fallen of White brings out Ecclesia. You synchro into Omega, and then hand rip them, and then at the end phase, Ecclesia comes back. Now you can play into the Fallen of the Albaz line. So it's a fun little package, a lot of cool little interactions. A lot of people don't know really what you're going to do with it, so you can get away with a lot, and it's just like overall really fun. Plus it allows me to play Mirjade. Now finishing off the full deck list, this is my side deck. I'm going 2 Droll, triple Mourner, triple Nib. I think this is kind of just going to be my standard monster lineup. I think I'm going to stick with these 5 monsters. I'm testing out Mourner right now. Mourner is kind of the card that is replacing Evenly Match. I think Evenly Match is going to come back into the extra deck, but right now I just wanted to test out an extra hand trap. So this is the one that I'm going with at the moment. Once I get more games in with it, I'll let you guys know if I like it or not, but I'm keeping it in for now. And then obviously I'm playing triple Secret Village, the blowout card that just kind of wins against certain decks. I'm playing the 3rd extra Fallen of the Virtuous, so I side into a 3rd one, and then the triple Forbidden Droplet. So this is my side. It's nothing crazy. Honestly, I'm not the greatest at siding, and if you guys have any tips or tricks, let me know, because I'm still learning on how to make better side decks. Overall, I do think it's kind of a solid list, and I can do a lot with it, and it covers a lot of decks. But then again, I'm always trying to learn, so let me know if you guys have any tips and tricks for side decking. Okay, so for the combo, we're going to do the 1-card Medius the Pure combo. We're going to start off by normal summon Medius the Pure. It's going to special out our Power Patron. From here, we're going to synchro into our level 5 Armades. And now that Power Patron has been used as synchro material, we're going to add off of it. So we're going to add Tania. And then here we're just going to go full Fiendsmith, sending that for Requiem. We're going to activate Requiem's effect to get out Lacrima. Lacrima's effect is going to send Engraver. Then we're going to activate Engraver's effect, a special, by summoning back Armades. Then we're going to link these 2 off into Sequence. We're going to activate Sequence effect by sending back these 2. And that'll special out our Fusion Lacrima. Our Fusion Lacrima's effect will special back Engraver, and then we'll go into our DDD. So now that Fiendsmith is done, we're pretty much set up just to go for full board. We're going to go special summon Tania, activate its effect to place. We're going to activate Welcome Home's effect, sending Tania to special out Lucina. Lucina's effect will add us Fortuna. We'll special out Fortuna. Fortuna's effect will end up placing the trap. Then here with the trap, we're going to activate the trap, sending Sequence, targeting our Power Patron. Our Power Patron will come back. We'll go synchro into 7, into Strelitzia. We're going to activate Strelitzia's effect to special back Power Patron. Then we're going to go into our level 8. Here we have our Ecclesia, so this is the bridge now. So now we activate this effect. We'll special out the Fallen of the White. We'll activate the Fallen of the White's effect, and we'll special out Incredible Ecclesia, and then we're going to again synchro into another level 8. Before we leave the main phase, we're going to activate Omega's effect, banishing it, hand ripping our opponent, and then in the end phase, this will come back and we'll put it in the center monster zone just in case we want to switch. But now you have essentially 4 in hand, our Elfnote plays set up, we have our Caesar, and then with the Ecclesia, the play that I do the most is essentially I'll activate this effect, it'll special out Albaz, and then I activate Albaz's effect, I'll discard a random card in my hand. This will end up fusing into Mirjade, and then now we have a non-target banish, and then when this leaves the field at the end phase, it blows up their field. So overall, I really wanted to play this combo just so I can play this card. And there's a ton more that we can do here. Like obviously we have the trap. We would have 3 in hand because of the Albaz effect. And overall, this is just a really strong card that is kind of hard to deal with. Overall, It's a really good combo. Now that is my branded Elfnote Fiendsmith deck list. I have seen a lot of people playing this, and they've been playing at like very large packages. I think it gets just too bricky if you're playing a lot of branded stuff. If you're trying to play the Elfnote stuff, I think you got to pick which one you want to play and then play that the majority of it. I just don't think like a small Elfnote package is really that great into the branded stuff. Like, so if you're gonna play a larger branded package, why not just play something that's better in it, like Draco Tail or even just pure branded? That's why I decided to play such a small package, just so I can like play. And like the biggest reason I wanted to play it is I wanted to play Mirrorjade, because Mirrorjade is such a good boss monster, and I kind of really like the OG Albaz stuff. I would probably never play pure branded because it's just not a deck that I really like, but playing it at this like small of a package is kind of fun, and it's kind of annoying enough for your opponent to have to either stop or interact with. Getting a non-target banish, and if they do get it off the field, it's going to blow up their entire field. So overall, I just really wanted to play that card, and I think this deck is really solid because of it. I will say, since the Elfnote stuff has come out, I have really started enjoying Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall. My thought process on deck building and how to play certain things and playing certain interactions and just overall playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In general has definitely developed a lot and has definitely grown. At the end of the day, I don't think I'm really that good, but I do think I am growing and getting better, and that's the goal. I would love to go to an upcoming regional and see how well I do. I think I'm gonna start a series where I'm gonna like, not necessarily train, but like practice and get better so I can potentially top a regional or perform really well at like a YCS. I know YCS Anaheim, which I'm only like 2 hours from, is in, I think, October or something like that. So maybe in the near future, I can go and perform at one of these tournaments, but I have a lot of things to do to improve and get to that level. So as long as I'm making these videos, getting better every day, helping you guys get better every day, and just enjoying playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that's what this whole process is about. So if you guys have any comments on this deck list, let me know. If you guys have any thoughts on how I could change it up and make this specific version of Elfnotes better, let me know as well. I think the best version of branded Elfnotes is definitely the smaller package branded, but also I could be wrong. I just think it gets a little too bricky once you start playing a majority of the branded stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and the rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.